stupid me is trying to dial it in, and I wasn't getting anywhere. I'm like, what the heck is going on, right? It just didn't seem to have the pep it used to have. And if, you know, I'd set the idle screw and everything, and then take it for a run and warm it up, and it'd get real warmed up, and then it would idle too high. So I'm like, I'm doing something wrong. So I screwed around with it, and went to take it for a test drive, and the freaking idle mixture slow speed screw fell out. I'm like, oh, friggin' great. I pulled out of here, went out to the entrance out there, went down the street, and it died right at the stoplight, stop sign. And I said, uh-oh. And my gas was real low and the red light was on. I said, man, I must have run out of gas. So I cranked it back up, made it back just right around the corner here, filled it up with gas, and it did it again. And I said, what the heck is going on? So I checked, the screw had fallen out. I did find the spring for it. It had fallen down. I took everything apart, see if that damn thing was in there. Couldn't find the screw, but I found the spring. So then I had a little brand new carburetor in there for like a weed eater or chainsaw, 2-stroke. And I put that in there. It didn't really fit. But the threads, you just sit there and turn it and turn it and turn it. They didn't really thread in. So, and I fired it up. Man, the thing was idling real nice. I took off on it. Man, it was like, wow, it's got the pep back, running great. So it's like, man, that damn thing is working somehow, some way. I could have ordered one, but unfortunately with these things, it's Italian, and it's hard to get stuff here in the States. You got to go through Italy or China. But I needed to have it running, so I had, you know, transportation. I left the screw in there, but put a little dab of Loctite Marine on it. The head of the screw was right there at the opening, and I just went, put a little dab of that on there so that it wouldn't fall out. Then I bought this cheapo CARB on eBay. So I'm like, I'll gamble on it, you know, I'll get the little CARB, and it runs fine the way it is, but you know, I don't like to do that. It needs to get the original stuff in there, but at least I can get to the store and stuff. Alright, so I got the Loctite out. You see the screw in there. It's just spinning. I can turn it in, can turn it out, but it doesn't move. But yet it feels like it's threaded in. It won't just fall out. I turned it upside down. I've been tapping on it and everything. Try to make it just drop out. It won't go nowhere. I don't know what else to do with it. I'm thinking maybe get the drill on it, put a little flathead on there, and bzzz, see if it'll centrifugally spin itself out. I don't know. I can sit here all day, which I've been doing, with the frickin' screwdriver and turn it like it's coming out. It feels like it's threaded in. And I can just keep going and going and going and going and going, and nothing happens. Wow, I got it. I put this tiny drill bit on there, and of course the screw was spinning around and around and around, but the drill bit managed to dig in just enough I could pull it out. It's right here at the edge. Oh, it slipped back in there, but it's loose. Should come right out. There it is. Unbelievable. Now, moment of truth. Is this screw going to fit on the Chinese CARB? Yeah, it's going in, but it feels kind of loose. So it may have screwed up the threads. Now it's tightening up because of the spring. It's in, man. It's gonna fit. Thank God. I gambled $40 on it just for that screw. Man, I can't believe it. Thank the scooter gods or somebody. Alright, she should be warmed up. I got everything back together. Even adjusted my throttle cable. It was real loose. Had a lot of pretty tight now. So I'm just going to buzz up and down here real quick. Make sure she's nice and hot. Whoa, baby. She rolls nice. What a difference adjusting that cable makes. That's one turn. That's 1.5. Too much. That's 2. See, now it's bottomed out and it's not solid. That's 1. About 1.5 right there. What I'll have to do is fool around with the carb needle, see which has got the better lift, take off. Of course, there's so many things you can do to these things to beef them up. But I mean, I'm happy at home with, you know, I'm getting 60+ miles an hour. I don't need to go any faster. Yeah, that's fantastic. $40 for that screw. Gambled on it. Perfect fit. Unbelievable. All right, baby. We got ERIKA'S boat over here because it was just easier. Get this thing over here and work on it instead of her picking me up and all that crap. I think I got enough room. Get back here and bang those bolts out. And I'm not looking forward to it. Her boat looks pretty good. Speaking of boats, what a dirty boat. Filthy. Look at my seat. Mold. So I'm going to clean it all up and get it ready for some new floor paint. I'm going to take these freaking railings off. I've had the red paint now for God knows how long. Get this red done. Ay, 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 ay. Music to my ears. I've been keeping a little trickle charger on these batteries. Look at this mess. Oh my God. And they come through and mow this yard and just blow everything in here. Oh yeah, baby. Well, it still looks like crap, but it's a cleaner crap. It's gonna look good when it's painted. I'm gonna clean up all this stuff and go for a ride. Look at this. This is where this thing was just hanging in the water. Can you believe that? Nasty. I wonder what the bottom of this boat looks like. Holy mackerel. No wonder it doesn't leak. I'm the only one on the lake. All right. I got about 5 projects going on at the same time. Oh, man. I just wheeled that RV refrigerator down to the trailer to get it hauled away. All by myself. I'm making scrunchy face. And I'm not doing nothing but standing here. Man, is it hot. Oh, how sweet it is. If you've been watching along, then you kind of know what's going on. If you really watch, then you really know what's going on. If you're just tuning in, you won't have a freaking clue. This is a 74 25 horse. This one over here is a 71 20 horse. And these are both builds from old part motors, different parts. Took the best of the best parts and slapped them together. So I got the 20 horse up and running, 22 miles an hour in that John boat. And now I'm doing the same thing with this. It's all just a mock-up. I haven't paid for anything new here. Clean things up, swap things out. This, everything's been mixed and matched from old parts motors, which you're not supposed to do, according to most people. But I got a way about me. I do it. So anyway, the one thing that's good about them both is they both have great compression. And that's my saying. If it's got good compression, the rest is just a pain in the ass. So right now I'm kind of in the pain in the ass spot with this one. I had to tear this starter apart and clean it. It rusted through, which was my fault. Originally, I had cleaned the gears off with a little muriatic acid. And I had it upside down, just brushing it, Somehow it got down in there, man, rusted everything up. If you ever use that stuff, make sure you wash it all off, and then you got to treat the metal, which I did this. I greased it all up and everything, but you have to paint, prime, paint, whatever. So it won't re-rust, because it will re-rust twice as bad. And I don't really do how-to videos. I do had-to videos, because that's what I had to do to get this thing in the water, up and running, blah, blah, blah. So right now, what I'm up against is the plate that rests on the plate. I keep wanting to call it the retainer. The retainer is the ring underneath. It's the brass piece that holds the plate that the plate rides on. Can't ever think of the name of that. After time, that brass piece starts to get pulled upwards from the same thing that's happening here. The magnets are pulling on it, Over years, they'll start to rise, so you lose the tension. So if I pull start it right now, up in start position, the cam would be in start position where it stops on the linkage. If I pulled it, the magnets from the flywheel would close this thing up because it's so loose. There's no tension because the brass piece has loosened up over time. So I'll show you real quick. I'll flip it with the starter motor. show you how fast that thing closes. I'll zoom in on it here so you can see what the hell I'm talking about. So right there is start position. Down there, your carburetor's closed. And as it rides up along the cam, throttle cam, the roller should just start to push the carburetor butterfly open right between the two little marks in there. So when you come up here, you're in start position. Carburetor's open farther. You know, everything is ready to pull some fuel through and start it. Here's your choke. But just for these demonstrations, show you what happens. So I'm up in start position. I'll hit the start button that I put on here, and you watch that thing spin. See, it went all the way down. And now the carburetor's closed. It's not going to pull any fuel. It's not going to start. The same thing if you're pull starting it. I even taped this handle down to prevent that from happening, and it would still pull that damn thing around. So I've got to take the plate off and do my little thing I do. Anyway, let me get it all off. I'll show you what I'm talking about. My little trick is you got to do it so gently because this brass is real soft. I've got a rubber mallet here. But what I used to do, I'd go around and tap this thing down, this inner section, tap it down. Tap, 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 tap. Then I put it all back together and it'd be too far down. I had to take it off, turn it upside down, smack it back down, level again. So what I started doing, I call it north-south, east and west, depending on which way you're looking. This would be north over here. Anyway, so all I do is I come along with the screwdriver. Ooh, give it a little tap. All 4 points. I usually use a regular hammer, but I just happen to have the rubber mallet laying there. Like I said, this brass is super soft. It doesn't take much to dent it. And then if you overdo it, at least you know, I may be overdoing it here. At least you know where you hit it. It's leaving little marks and you can fix it, straighten it out. Other than taking it off and beating the hell out of it, trying to straighten it out again. Now sometimes you're not going to hit it just right. You have to take it off and start all over. La-dee-dee-dee-dee-doo-doo-doo. Now see how stiff it is just for me tapping it like that? It's too much. Now there's a couple things you can do, but you got to be real careful. Damn, man, I didn't think I hit it that hard. If it's that stiff, you're really going to wear your linkage out. But you know where we hit it, here, 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 and here. And I did this one day on something, and I just kind of pushed up a little bit. See if I could loosen it without taking it all apart. If you do it gentle enough, probably not hurting anything. See, it's loosening up. So what's happening is when I push up here, this is pushing down on that point, you know, bending that brass. See how that is? That's about it right there. Don't want it too loose again. And then that's all the way down. That's way down. It's never going to go that far. So it'll be like right about there, right before the first mark on the cam. And then all the way up to full throttle. Shift this baby up. Boom, it's spinning nice. But is it enough to hold it when you crank that damn flywheel around? We gonna find out. Like I said, it don't take much. You know, especially when you're trying to pull start it, you can't hold this handle open and pull on it. You know, you got to have it one hand here, one up on the rope. So for up at start position, right there would be your start position. Right there would be regular idle. As soon as it hits that first line on the roller, it starts to open the carb. So all this probably needs to be reset. That's pretty good. So back up to start position. Throw the drill on there, spin it around, see if it closes it. See how slow it went compared to the last time was like chink. So it's a little bit better. So I take it off, tap it a little bit more. And that's how it's done, ladies and germs. Let me get it done and I'll show you when I get back. Save my battery here. All right, so let's see what happens now. But before I do it, let me tell you what I did. I looked at the 4 points that I hit, and you could see, if you looked at it level, you could see where I dented it on all 4. You could see the brass, the bottom edge of the brass would go down. This corner didn't have as much of a dent, so I didn't hit this with too much compared to the other 3. So I whacked that one a couple times. This way I knew this is the one I was going to have to adjust if it's too much. Well, it was way too much. So I got over here, started jacking it up with the screwdriver again and went around this edge and kept playing with it till it got where it's fine for me. And you want it just a little stiff because it'll wear in. I mean, you could be here for hours trying to get that thing perfect, but you want it as close as possible. So let's say there's start position on the linkage. Get the old drill over here. See if it pulls it around this time. Oh, it still did. Damn, I loosened it too much. But it still wasn't as fast as it was the first time. So this is what you're up against, you got to keep doing it. It sure feels, compared to the way it was, it sure is snugger. I'm surprised it pulled it. Let me try it one more time. Oops, I got to put it in start position. Yeah, still pulling it. Now see, with the electric start, you can hold the handle, do the electric start, and it's not going to move. But if you're pull starting one of these, it's just going to keep moving with every pull. You may be able to get it started pulling it that slow by hand. It's moving that slow compared to what it was before. It was going, just close that carb, bing, boom, All right, that's the theory. That's the way it goes. That's what you have to do. You got to do it 3 or 4 or 5 times. Hopefully I'm going to get this thing to fire up today. Well, it got kind of gloomy out here real quick all of a sudden. I ran in and took the radar, and there's a freaking conga line of storms coming. Not the first one. It's right on my ass again. It's not a big one, but I got to clean all this up. I can't let it sit out in the rain. Well, it's actually cool out this morning. That's the good thing about the rain. It cools things off. Now get out here early, try to beat the rain today. And it's good for taking a nap. Anyway, I got to get this motor stand finished right now. Well, I'm getting nowhere fast on this thing. I've got this secured. I was trying to figure out what set of wheels I wanted to use. I had those old rubber ones that were on that cart, but one of them is cracked and I beat it all up, blah, blah, blah. Then I got these wheels here, which I'll probably use off that old hand truck. But I'm running out of time if I'm going to start this thing, because there's another conga line of storms heading this way. Oh man, it's really high. I didn't realize it was that high. Oh man. I actually thought this was going to be kind of short. That means I have to jack up the garbage can with the water. Not a biggie, I've done it before. I'll have to build a little stand. And then stupid me, I put it on that board again and I got this problem. That's got to go. I can't do that. Also being taller, you know, you got to get up here, lift this thing up on here, pain in the butt. Yeah, I have to build a little platform. That pump is way up here. I figured I'd put it on that board again, but this is going to be, you know, every time you pull it or whatever. Which reminds me, I didn't do anything else with the plate and everything. Just want to hit it with the electric start. I can hold the handle open. So with the electric start, it's not going to be a big deal. But if you're trying to pull this thing, it's going to slowly close. That's about it right there anyway. Can't go any higher here. It will work. Plus, once I get this filled up with some water, get the ground wet, it should probably level out some. Let's do that, get some water in here. I still got to put that top end all back together. Whew. Water, I need water. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, I just got dizzy. Hold on. All I did was turn around. Whew. This friggin' garbage can is leaking now. It didn't leak before. I'll have to fix that. Still got this problem going on. To fix that. Water's in there. Hold on. I think I might just pass out. Hold on. Whoa. Take these glasses off. Wow, I'm drinking plenty of water. Oh man. I haven't eaten yet. Anyway, for some reason it feels stiffer than where I left it. It's pretty stiff. It's probably not gonna get pulled around by the magnets this time. It might, but I don't know why it stiffened up so much. I didn't touch it again. It was, you know, click, 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 click. Oh man, it's pretty stiff. I checked the linkage, everything's fine. I had to hook it all back up. So there's start position. Let me get the tank. Oh man, I might need to go sit down, and I just turned the air on in there. It was, I don't know, 93 in there. I may need to go sit down for a minute. Chilly Willy. Check out the conga line of rain coming. I did a cleanup out here, so I didn't have to, you know, I still got just crap, just pick up, throw it in the van if the rain comes. So yeah, let me do that. Just take 5 for a minute here. All right, everything's hooked up. I got the water trickling, I think. Yeah, it's slowly coming up. Primed up. Oh man, this baby's stiff. That's weird. Huh. Let me hit it once and see if it's going to pull this thing down. Nope, didn't do it. It's too stiff. Anyway, all right, so start position. Primer bulb's primed. Choke is on. Kind of sitting. I guess it's kind of level. Looks like it's leaning this way. All right, let's hit it. See what we got. Wow. Nothing. Plugs are plugged in. Wires are connected. Pumped up hard. Wow. I'm not getting nothing. I would have for surely thought the thing was going to pop. Look at the fuel is running out the front of the carb. So I'm saying it looks like it's leaning this way a little bit. It should be the other way. My choke's not closed all the way. Damn old school linkage. That spring. Oh, wait a minute. I'm not even hitting the roller. What the hell happened? What is going on? This was all in the last video. You could see the thing rolling. Is this loose? It's stiff as a board. It's not even touching the cam now. Oh, that's the problem because of this rod. See, I didn't use this rod on that 20 horse. Now it's touching. Let's just take this off for a minute. Or two. We'll just go by start position, not carb position. Choke it again. Close it up. That's why that thing wasn't closing real good too, I think. Weird, wild, wacky stuff. Wow. I kind of rerouted the wires and everything up here. They were a mess all over the place. I guess I'll do a quick spark test. Something ain't right here in my opinion. I mean, it's got to be pulling fuel. This is open 1.5. I mean, it's dripping out the front because it's leaning this way. It's not, man, weird. Do a spark test. I even cleaned out my toolbox through all this crap. It's just too weird. You know, I still never looked to see if this thing even had a thermostat in it. Not that it matters. Man, see where I had this thing? It was jumping. Big old spark. Tell me another driver coil dead on me. See a good ground right here to the battery. I don't know if you can see it. It's dead. Absolutely dead. I don't think it has anything to do with these push button kill switches. Plus, I've already cleaned this one up. Well, let's disconnect it just for the hell of it. Something ain't right here. Nothing. Unbelievable. What the heck is going on? I'm all grounded up. Wow, this is just too weird. Well, let's try the other one, I guess. I don't know why. Nothing. Let me pull this off and see what's going on. Maybe that driver coil died on me. I mean, it wasn't new, but that's just kind of weird. Maybe I missed a wire up there, rerouting the wires. Oh man, unbelievable. I was not prepared for this. Here it comes. See, the wind's picking up. And it's dark behind me. God bless America. I might have to make a run for it here. Yeah, I can't take a chance. Son of a gun, man. Ooh, it sure cooled down though. I don't need to put this back on. Just cover this thing up. It may just blow right out of here, you know, pass. I hope. The freaking rain. Run me off. Well, that was a pretty good little shower. Quickie. In and outy. There's more coming. Different ground. I'm probably just wasting my time. Lots of... Oh, man. That's it. That's it, boys and girls. We got nothing now. I have to order up a driver coil or... Let me get my water. So, like I said, I seen another one, a couple more in there somewhere. Maybe even in some of that stuff Charlie brought. If I don't find one this weekend, I'll have to order one. Well, not a good way to end the week. And the big Sunday show. I like the big Sunday shows, but you can't win them all. Can't win them all.